Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. All right, I had to do something that I just hate to do, and that was actually get another truck. Although I'm not sure I'm getting rid of that truck because I think I have to evolve what I'm doing because it's a 2005 with 280,000 miles on it, and going for trips and everything else with that truck, it just doesn't have it anymore. But as I work down in the country and hopefully get back to rebuilding the red brick house and hopefully building some more houses again, it's perfect for doing that kind of work, short hauls, towing the dump trailer and things. It's just not that truck that you can drive, 250, 300 miles up the highway. It's just not going to do it. That, and it sucks up way too much gas. So I got my new vehicle. It's not new. It's actually 2015 because I ain't trying to spend a whole lot of money on a brand new vehicle because it's eventually going to end up being like the big red. So I bought myself best truck available, used. So today is the 9th of June. Mike, we are like 5 weeks or so away from the teams beginning to work out. Camps are going to be evolving this year. We're not having the OTAs and workouts, stuff like that. They're just basically going to start opening up the facilities for working out middle of July. And as we all know, the teams aren't going to be going away. So it's not going to be at Oxnard. It's all going to be at the Star. At least this year. And more than likely, you're probably not going to be able to go to practice. It's just the realities of things. But the team has changed a lot. And sometimes it's hard to change things. For me, just sitting here, I have been literally waffling for well over a year on what to do about my red truck, and it's kind of like every time it breaks down, it's like, you know what, I need to go ahead and just do something different. And then I don't. I say, you know what, if I go ahead and fix this on it, it'll be okay. I can get through with it. But the reality is, even if I keep the red truck and use it down there differently, the reality is getting this truck gets about twice the gas mileage. And that means it's going to help pay for itself. It's definitely a lot quieter. It ain't bumping around like that. And if I want to open up the windows, I don't have to crank them anymore. And that's where you realize, as hard as change is, that change is necessary, and change can get you to a better spot. And you could look at this as a metaphor for Jason Garrett. Funny, red truck, red head. But the Cowboys kept with Jason Garrett because it just kept breaking down every year. But they kept saying, if we just get some better players, maybe we tweak it a little bit, we get some different coaches in there, that eventually that truck or that coach is going to get it done. But the reality was, it just kept breaking down. And as hard as change was for the Cowboys to finally get to it, hopefully that change is like this truck that got a name. I'm thinking Black Star. And I get the Joe Boo logo put on the side of it. Joe Boo's day job on the other side. What do y'all think? What do you think, Mike? What? No, what you that's not, talk to me. Tell me what you really think. Don't sugarcoat it. You don't want to ride in it with that on there. But I was thinking the Joe Boo logo is a star. The truck's black.
No.
Black Star.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
It's actually better ride than the red truck.
Oh, it's a hell of a lot better ride than the red truck. But that's where you have to look at things. Change can be good. I remember thinking back to my buddy. You guys remember Alex. Alex is late 80s now. And about the same time that I moved to the house that I live at now, about 16, 17 years ago, he was going through a similar situation because they had a family property. He owned 20 acres, his sister owned 20 acres, and his brother owned 20 acres. And they wanted to buy all 60 acres. But see, he was a jockey, and his family were jockeys. They did the harness racing, where guys in that harness. I mean, I don't know that I'd want to be on the ass end of a horse, hanging on a jockey. I just don't think I'd want to do that. But this was the family property that had been they've owned since the early 1900s, and he kept just going crazy about making that change from selling that property. It was going to be a lot of money, and they were looking at buying a 165-acre farm, which is where they live now. You seem to be working on that house, and we got some more work to do on it. House that was built in 1830s and was used as a hospital during the Civil War. Historic house, 165 acres. They got cows and 2 ponds and everything else. But it was that change and the unknown that was so difficult. But the reality is, after you go through change and you do something different and you realize how much better it is, you look back and say, what the hell was I thinking holding on to the red truck, trying to make it do? What was I thinking holding on to Jason Garrett, thinking it was going to work out? What was I thinking when I was holding on to that family property versus having that bigger property? You understand? Am I making sense? But when you're in the middle of that change, when you're trying to make that decision, you can't have the clarity of what's on the other side. And that's where it gets to be scary. With Mike McCarthy, some people are, right now it's the time of the year when there's not much really to talk about. And some people are looking at coaches when they take over for teams, how they do with the team immediately. And they'll point to and say, well, a lot of coaches, when they've taken over, the first year is difficult because they're changing a lot of things. And that is true. But I'm hoping that this will be different because you look at this team has forever been underperforming. This team, you can't look at it and say that the Dallas Cowboys have not had talented people. Not many teams can say that they've had an NFL leading running back. We've had 2 different guys be the NFL rushing champion over the course of the last 10 years. You look at some of the receivers that we have had on this team. It's been incredible the amount of talent that has gone through here. Okay, so I got to figure that one out. So I'm nearing the top speed. They got this thing's got so many different things on it that I've never had before. I got to learn how to use this daggone thing. But anyway, it looks like I'm getting a phone call. Calling from Messenger. Why are we calling from Messenger? Okay. But I look at this team. I'll call you right back, honey. I look at this team from the standpoint of the experience and underperforming for so long. When you look at some of the guys that we've had in here, you've had Hall of Fame players, Jason Witten, DeMarcus Ware. Not a lot of teams could go through and say they had that kind of talent and didn't have some kind of success. So when I look at this and I look at how many people that we have that underperformed last year, you can definitely look and say that what you got from Zeke Elliott or from DeMarcus Lawrence or even from Amari Cooper was underwhelming on the potential that those guys have. And I think that Mike McCarthy, or hopefully Mike McCarthy, is able to maximize the talent that we already have existing and I actually feel good about the position that they're in. You know, I know that the Eagles and the ESPNs and all that are all over Carson Wentz and the Eagles, but I hate to say, in my mind, I think that they have passed their peak and that they're still on the decline. Time will tell this year if I'm right or wrong on that, but I still believe that they're going down. And knowing that the NFC East, it's crazy how you never have a repeat champion. Hopefully, right? If not, well, I'll be wrong. We'll have to wait and see it. But for me, and looking at this situation, change is definitely good. All right. Yeah, definitely. I'm getting about 9 miles more a gallon. That's huge. You got anything to add on that? So it's a no-go on the stars?
Well, I mean, you could do that. It's not going to stop me from riding this car.
You're just going to duck down a bit, huh?
No.
Okay. All right. See you guys on the other side.